Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is Friday and time to look into Trump for the next week. So we're going from October 7th through the 13th. Let me just bring you over my table. We'll see what's coming through. Hold on. Okay, so Charles was wondering how Trump's feeling. Now that Jack Smith is really coming after him. So I'm using this deck first, and then I'll use the Kipper for legal situations. I want to check in on that too. But yeah, man, Jack Smith had released all the hidden, well, all the transcriptions from depositions and all that really, really awful stuff. Especially him Trump putting all kinds of pressure on Mike Pence to don't disappoint me, that kind of thing. So I guess what Jack Smith really has now is just this huge cache of private conversations, which are, of course, unofficial acts. And they prove that Trump, was trying to take away the election. And there's, what are there, 4? Yeah, I think there's 4 separate counts on that. It's called treason, but I don't think that was in there because maybe that would be an official act. I don't know. But anyway, what Jack Smith is going to do is prove that Trump was pressuring Mike Pence to decertify the election and prevent the transfer of power. I mean, like, make them riot and about Mike Pence. They're going to hang Mike Pence. So what? I don't care. Like, what a... Okay, so... how's Trump really feeling about Jack Smith coming after him? Ooh. Okay, so this is the forces in motion. He's feeling like he's going to be kicked out of the nest and like ruh-roh. I mean, just look at those eyeballs. And he has trouble with women. His main issues are mother issues. So I guess it's time to just go ahead and turn the deck over and keep going. All right, so this is what he's swimming in, sitting in, mulling over the forces in motion in his life now. And just when he thought he had it all covered because, he thought Scrotus had given him exactly the cover he needed, now it's like, uh-oh. And his biggest challenge is he's caught with his pants down. And bad news is coming out about him constantly. He can rage and rail against, that's what he does. What was he doing yesterday? He was talking about Iran coming after him, but calling it the leader of North Korea. Kim Jong-un was never coming after you, dude. I thought he was your little lover boy, little rocket man. So anyway, he's losing his mind. That's why the pants are down, and the belt. Bam. He's just and so. This is the card that speaks to me as to if you give a psychopath enough rope, they will hang themselves. I think that's what he's doing. He's doing himself in. He's going to be taking lots of action to go for what he wants. Maybe we can just read it. I mean, it is the Chariot, but maybe we could just read it with the artwork and that. Maybe he's going to be overeating this week because of the stress. Oh, yeah, and pizza. Pizza and cupcakes, ice cream pizza. I think that's what's going on there. Hold on, if I move these card trays over here and you can see a little bit better. Might bring in a little more light, I'm not sure. There. Okay. Or actually, I can turn on my lights overhead because these are totally matte cards. There's no glare. I'll just have to turn it off for the Kipper. So he is worried about what's going on. He's It's two things, He's stressed out about what's going on, people are saying on social media, and that's what he's really focused on, but he also just wants pizza and sweets. Oh my goodness. Every time I see this card, I always think of, remember Monty Python, was it The Meaning of Life? And there's the mom at the sink doing dishes, and a baby just drops out, and she turns around to her other daughter and says, "Will you catch that for me, will you, Deirdre?" Anyway, he is railing, and meanwhile, everyone else is worried about, women's reproductive rights. And look at her. She's got a rolling pin. This is what he's really worried about. It's all about his issues with women that's going to wind up taking him down. Remember, all of us readers kept getting that it was women that take Trump down. Well, it's all of us women voters, but getting behind Kamala. My goodness. And then we have to give all kinds of kudos to E. Jean Carroll, everyone that's come forward with Trump. Yeah. And meanwhile, that's the other thing. He's trying to sell these $100,000 watches. Okay, so how he's feeling. I don't know. Hold on, maybe let's just do this. I can fit as many cards as I can here. Let's make some more room. Let me just get them all lined out, because I think we're getting a little bit of a story going on here. All right, let's see. What do we have? Actually, so yeah, he's feeling alone. He knows that every time he speaks up, here's his challenge here. Every time he speaks up, he's not saying the right thing. The words are not coming out right. Now, this is the Sun card. I'm just going to skip the names on the card where appropriate, because he's definitely not enlightened, but he will be enlightened as the sun is shining a spotlight into everything that he's done. We could look at this as being Jack Smith's 165-page, new filing, and more just continues to come out. I mean, they've narrowed down who Rudy Giuliani is. He's like, I forget. Well, Trump is whatever defendant number 1 or something. But then it's clear that Javanka, or maybe I should call him Javanky, that they have testified against him. So there's that. So he's going to continue to be enlightened more and more as to what is getting him kicked out of the political nest for good at some point. Now, this makes me feel like he is delusional in the fact that, he, because of his, the wealth that he does have, he always has everything that he wants pretty much within reach. But we don't want that. She's looking at him like, what? Rubber chicken? Like, she doesn't trust him. She doesn't want that. And this is Melania. Look at, so they're going across the marriage, going over the threshold, after marriage, 10 of Cups. And then she's looking up the bars up here. Like, what have I gotten myself into? This is all the women walking away from him. And the people who love women. Anybody with any integrity will not be voting for him. He's also feeling tempted constantly, and if you think he doesn't drink, go ahead, take his word for it. And he's not feeling compassionate. He's the one with his hand out. He's just, all he's thinking about is the ways that he can grift, the ways that he can tempt people and grift. And then meanwhile, I think he's the one that's kind of stuck at home, wondering, like, where's Melania? because she doesn't want anything to do with him. I think she hates his guts. So, okay. Well, let's see what the Kipper brings through, because there are lots of cards about feelings there, too. Okay. Here we go. So it's this deck that I'm using and that I always use, but if you're new to my channel, it's Chiro Marchetti's Findicica, something like that. It means end of the century. End of the century deck. So, Donald John Trump, what is coming through for you this next week? October 7th through the 13th. Hey, want to buy my watch? Want to buy a watch? It's only 100 grand. 18 karat gold. Like, you can even get it with 122 diamonds. And yeah, they're good ones, sure. God. And the website is like gettrumpwatches.com, but when you look at it, all you see is the word rump. Oh, one more time, I heard. All right. Okay. Yeah, he'll sell you gold sneakers. Next is going to be a toilet, but now you can get gold sneakers, a golden Bible, all his coins and his trading cards, his NFTs, and now a watch. All right. Ooh, right there. Okay. And right there. Okay. I don't know who this is yet, but we'll see. Okay. Something over time. Oh, okay. I think this is Tanya Chutkin. Okay. Karma's coming back to him. Bite him in the butt. Oh, yeah. Here's how he's feeling. And those wheels won't stop turning. He knows that karma's coming for him. See, that's the thing, you know, no matter how unevolved a person is, I think pretty much everyone believes in the law of cause and effect, you know, consequences. Even children understand that. Okay, so for this next week, so Melania's over here getting the heck out of Dodge. She may visit Mar-a-Lago for some reason, but then she's just gone. And he's feeling lonely and pessimistic and helpless and insecure, and he's just mulling over the same old, same old. And this is our, you know, this is our card for brain gone, you know, dementia, Alzheimer's. But at the heart of the reading here, we have, this has to be Tanya Chutkin, and she has a wealth of information provided by Jack Smith that's going to change the direction of Trump's life. And she's up here in the position of this whole judicial process. This is the trial that Tanya Chutkin, Judge Tanya Chutkin, presides over. And he is going to be looking at everything he's done in the past, all the wheels that he, got moving to for January 6th to try and subvert the election. Our January 6th card is up here. Okay, so opening up the reading, he's feeling helpless, he's waiting, he's also being watched. And he's being watched especially for all the grifting, the money. And he's being watched because people have flipped on him. And now they, because with all the information that Jack Smith has, they really know what to look for, what to watch for. And while I don't have other cards to indicate, the fact that, we know he's involved in money laundering. That's what his casino was all about, and that's what he's been involved in, I think, probably since the 80s. But to have the poverty card hanging over Tanya Chutkin's card makes me feel like she is tracking, and Jack Smith must have been too, tracking all the quid pro quo, all the exchanges of information and all the favors that other people did out of a lack of consciousness, poverty consciousness on a political, I wouldn't use those terms for this card in a personal reading, but definitely politically, this is poverty consciousness and his constant, grifting. They have his number down. The trial itself, by the time she can bring through the deliver the thing, it's going to go back to SCOTUS is the thing, right? SCOTUS will, it'll be presented back to them. We know that. But it's probably going to take a good year. This is my year for, my card for 1 to 2 years. So 1 to 2 years from now, or let's say beyond 1 year from now, Tanya Chutkin will deliver her decree. The trial will happen. It'll be out there, and then it'll go back to SCOTUS. Both of these cards here could be SCOTUS. I tend this one to be SCOTUS more. So this would be her trial, but this would be too as well. We've got courthouse here. She's the one overseeing everything and weighing all the options. But yeah, so nothing's going to happen too quickly. But as far as how he's feeling and what's going on this week is one of those things where no matter what comes out on the news, this is going on in the background, and it's not good for him. And it's not good for anybody that worked with him. And we've got 2 flippage cards in this deck, and they're right here. They're both right here. And the family room card is his inner circle, his closest inner circle, and they have the goods, and they have flipped. Tanya Chutkin and Jack Smith and his team, they have the evidence, and and on these people that have flipped. That's the discovery that's given when the time comes for it to come through in the trial. Yeah. And this is reminding me quite a bit of the grand tableau that I did last week. Was it last week or the week before? I forget. So much happens in 1 week. But anyway, on how this whole trial will go for him. So watch that if you have the time. Okay, let's see. Yeah, just more flippage, more. These people, they sung, these people, whomever Jack Smith has interviewed. Now Tanya Chutkin has the paperwork on it, and Judge Chutkin has the paperwork on it, and they really gave up a lot. The Great Fortune is our card for a lot. A lot. So that's all in the past. If I go with the 4 corners, it's the same thing. His inner circle, they were helpless, and everything that happened on January 6th, 2021 changed because of what he did. He's the one that did all of this. And also, for some reason or another, Melania is just completely, well, for many reasons, she's totally out of the picture. But January 6th did something there for her as well. Let's see. Also, I'm trying to figure out who's this gal. Could be somebody who is assisting Tanya Chutkin, who's in a close partnership, a bond with her. And it also, because it's next to the house and the wealthy man, this could also be Ivanka and Jared and Eric and Don Jr., who are feeling this way, and they're putting pressure on him, but they're also, shopping for a place for Trump to go when the going gets really rough and he tries to escape. Don't know if he'll make it. We'll see. We'll see. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I don't need to say anything more because we'll see. Yeah, Melania's out. Major change going on for her. He has the J6 committee, and we could say, all the work that Liz Cheney's doing, because I get her vibe here, going out and because Liz Cheney is campaigning with Kamala, he is like, oh, crap. And I know that's not what he's saying, but I can't say what I really want to say because I'll get in trouble. And there's that. And meanwhile, all he thinks about are his assets. The house card is in this deck is also our card for like clans, and the whole Trump crime family is one big clan. So that's all over here. So this is going to be, the important discovery that comes out. And it, because it's coming out now, right before the election, it's perfect. It's so perfect. Had he not tried to delay things, this could have been all said and done ahead of time. And maybe, who knows, I'm sure Scrotus would have thrown him a bone and he would have been just fine. But no, he delayed, they've tried to delay. So now they've exposed who they truly are as part of Trump's inner circle, or at least those 5 men. Alito, Clarence Thomas, John Roberts, who's supposed to be the chief, but he's not. And then we've got Kavanaugh in there as well. So, anyway, it's all going to come out. And the delay is going to prove to hurt him. And when we look for delay, it's this card here. And the end result is people are sick of him, they're leaving. Even his closest family, except, Don Jr. and Eric, they're never going to let go of. But I'm sure that, Vajanky, they're gone. That's just not anything they want to be involved in. So, yeah. Even when we look at this from the perspective of what happened on January 6th, this would be Ivanka saying, you need to call this off, telling him that he needed to call this off. And of course, he didn't do it. And yeah, we've all seen the footage of him partying in the tent, or the whatever that is in the back. So let's see, anything else? As far as feelings, the concern card is our card for being deeply depressed and also ignorant and unaware of what's really going on. And I know his card itself didn't come through, but this is his week, right? And so I'm really tuning into this card for him. And with that in mind, you have to remember that all of these cards are all weighing down this bottom row down here. So again, time will bring the karma to him, and he knows it's coming. So, yeah. And on another level, too, his attorneys will probably get that delay that they were asking for. I think they were asking until October 17th, or maybe it's a little further off, to filter through that 165 pages. So I think this looks like Tanya Chutkan will probably give them that, because there's no way anything's going to be done before the election anyhow. And he's going to lose, and then we'll watch and see how much he falls apart after that. He's already gone nuts. He's already lost his mind. I mean, he means to say something about Iran's leader, and instead he speaks of North Korea. Kim Jong-un. Crazy. So, okay, I think that's it. I'm going to get this uploaded. Wish you big hugs, like a good weekend. Join me tomorrow live with Lisa. She's going to be a little bit late, but I'll be there at 2. At 12. I'll start at 12. And then she'll be there, too, with me after. So, okay, take good care, you guys. Bye.